How many gurus? The yogi was shattered. He asked feebly.
Gurudeva, I will definitely go away, but could you please explain to me what my duty is?
You have dismissed the words of one guru. Are you wanting this guru to suffer the same fate? No thanks.
Gurudeva, I have realized my fault. I promise not to repeat the same mistake.
What have you learnt?
I have learnt that it is a sin to insult a Maharshi.
Why go that far? What did your guru say to you?
Not to undertake Loka Kalyana without his prior approval.
Is that all? What did he say about your going on a pilgrimage?
He said no.
Why?
I did not understand.
You still don't understand? Some gurus are too fond of their disciples. Knowing full well that you are unfit, trusting that you would not disobey his command, he gave you the highest initiation. Knowing that if you left your cave, you would be a threat to the world, he imposed that restriction on you. But the moment he died, you stepped right over his dead body and got into the streets. He never expected that you would do this.
Oh Kalabhairava, please be compassionate. Gurudeva, teach me what I should do to expiate for my sins.
One can teach one that is ignorant.
Gurudeva, this servant is willing to jump in the fire if ordered by you. Please give me the command.
If you obey my first command, then I could consider giving you a second one.
As of today, I have burnt my past life. Gurudeva, please let us forget about what was said before and start afresh. I am prepared to behead myself and place it at your feet.
Along with your past, did you also burn to ashes your past guru?
Kalabhairava, I did not mean that. Pardon me.
It is good to think before you speak.
I have completed the sadhana that was prescribed by my previous guru. It is my intention to begin my sadhana under the tutelage of my new guru.
Are there that many gurus?
I don't understand you.
There is only one guru in this world.
Who is he?
Kalabhairava.
You mean my father Kalabhairava?
You are calling him father. Can you identify him?
He is beyond comprehension by the mind, and he is beyond description. Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasa saha.
You have memorized the lines well. That saves you the trouble of identifying him, right?
Pardon me. I am not able to realize what my mistake is.
When pitch dark ignorance, like tar, is stuck to one's intellect, spiritual knowledge that glows like moonlight will not be absorbed. Anyway, make an attempt. You are saying something? Mano, Vano, Chano. What was it?
Mano vachama gocharaha.
What a tongue twister. Who taught you this?
The Vedamata.
Why?
I don't know.
Did she teach you this so that you can just learn and then forget about it?
No.
Then why do you think?
I cannot comprehend.
You should stretch your imagination to its limits in contemplating about Kalabhairava. With persistent churning of the mind, the truth that is beyond the thought will get revealed by itself. Vedamata said it to point out this method.
Yes.
Now think, who is Kalabhairava?
I do not know that method of analysis. Please, you have to teach me.
Use your intellect. What does the word Kalabhairava mean?
The one who is dark, Kala, and fears to look at, Bhairava.
Are there no other meanings to the words Kala and Bhairava?
Kala also means time. Time as we measure like from sunrise to sunset. But does that meaning apply here?
Good. If it doesn't apply here, why would gurus use that word? Focus on it and think. Think without any selfish motive. Concentrate. See if the meaning applies. Concentrated thought itself is tapas. The Veda tells you to use tapas to know the ultimate truth. Haven't you heard that?
Yes, but I thought tapas meant mantra-anushtana.
Mantra-anushtana is the same thing. Mantra means repetitive thinking. Anushtana means to accompany. While a concentrated thought process is going on continuously to stand guard and ensure that it is not disturbed is mantra-anushtana. That is tapas.
Yes, now I see how what you say is applicable in this instance.
Now follow this path of tapas and investigate the meaning of kala. You yourself have declared that time is dependent on the movement of the sun. What would be the future of time if you were to travel so far away that the sun is no longer visible to you?
Is it not beyond one's imagination?
Vedamata's support is there. If you seek her help, she will hold your finger and lead you. Walk along with her, then you will see indivisible time, that is Mahakala. Then begin to investigate the nature of Bhairava. That will reveal itself to you as Parameshwari. This combined form of Kala Bhairava, the combination of Shiva and Shakti, of Prakriti and Purusha, will appear as the form of the universe. You will then realize that Kala Bhairava is the Guru to all the worlds.
I suppose that means that we should imagine that Kala Bhairava has taken the avatara of the Guru.
Not just imagine, you should see and you should experience.
Yes.
Then the delusion that this Guru is different from that Guru will be dispelled.
Could Kala Bhairava be manifest in several forms at the same time?
It is he who assumes different forms. But until he withdraws the form that he has assumed for your sake, until he leaves that particular body, there is no question of your seeking another Guru. Even entertaining such a thought will cause your ruin.
Yes, the Shastras do affirm that statement.
Your duty now is to follow the command already given to you by your Guru. If any changes are required, they will come to you as commands from the present form of that Guru. You should meticulously follow them without question. Where a change is not indicated, simply follow the old instructions.
Now I understand what you're saying. I will not entertain the thought of leaving my cave. I will follow the path of tapas and search for the truth of Kala Bhairava.
Good.
But I have one question.
What is it?